You're feeling good that you got Linux installed on your computer. What now? Well, we've got to get some software on the computer to make it useful. The same way we add apps to our smartphones, we're going to add apps to our new Linux computer. Instead of using a store, the computer science faculty members at Cal State Fullerton have put together a script that grabs all the software you need from the interweb for the first year courses like CPSC 120, 121, 131, and 240. It makes it really easy to get up and running programming in C++, C, and Python. Even if you're not enrolled in one of these courses, it gets you up and running with the least amount of hassle. I just finished installing Linux. Instead of using a store, the computer science faculty members at Cal State Fullerton have put together a script that grabs all the software you need from the interwebs for the first year courses like CPSC 120, 121, 131, and 240. It makes it really easy to get up and running programming in C++, C, and Python. Even if you're not enrolled in one of these classes, it gets you up and running with the least amount of hassle. I just finished installing Ubuntu 20.04.1 on my ThinkPad in the last video. I'm going to pick up where I left off. With all the new Ubuntu 20.04 installations, there is a short wizard to manage some basic privacy settings. You can't quit out of it, so just take a moment to complete it. You don't need to turn on Live Patch, so skip that. The settings address details such as if you want Canonical, the publisher of Ubuntu, to gather usage statistics and if you'd like to have location services turned on. One use for location services is when your web browser wants to know where you are and it figures it out on its own. So turn that on if you want. Once you see the Done button in the upper right-hand corner of this window, you can click it and move on to the next step. We need to get hooked up to the internet. We're going to download software, so we can't move on without tackling this first. Make sure you know your Wi-Fi network's name and password. If you don't know it, it may be on the label attached to your networking equipment. Look for words like SSID, network name, and password. If you're trying to use the Wi-Fi network at a university that uses EduRoam, I have a special video just for getting online with EduRoam. The link is in the description below. Do not use a guest network because it may not work. If you have a hardwired Ethernet network, then you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi. Just plug in your cable and give it a minute to sync up with your home network. Ready? Let's get online with Wi-Fi. In the upper right-hand corner of my screen, there is an icon that looks like a battery. If you click that, you'll see Wi-Fi not connected. What if you don't see Wi-Fi not connected? That means Linux doesn't recognize your Wi-Fi hardware. It's not the end of the world because there are often ways to smarten up Linux by adding a driver. Seek the help of a professor or trusted friend. Make sure you share the make and model of your computer so they can help you. If you see the Wi-Fi not connected, click on Select Network. This will open another window showing all the networks visible to your computer. Select the network name that you want to join and click Connect. When prompted for the password, enter the network's password and click Connect. Wait a few seconds and there'll be a beautiful Wi-Fi icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. If it doesn't work, perhaps you typed in the wrong password or selected the wrong network. Try again, and if you still can't get it to work, ask a professor or a trusted friend to help you figure out what's going on. What if your network doesn't show up in the list? It may mean that you're too far away from the base station or it's a hidden Wi-Fi network. Try moving closer, and if that still doesn't work, you're going to need some help from a trusted friend or a professor. We're online! We're almost done. Our next step requires us to use a bash shell running in a terminal. This can be a little scary the first time you do it, but you have nothing to worry about. Click the grid icon in the lower left corner of your screen. This will bring up the application chooser. At the top of the window, there is a box where you can type in Terminal. The terminal icon will be the only one there. Click it and a new window will open up. The terminal is like a time machine. It's the way computers were used in the long ago time. We still use terminals today, and you'll find that in some cases a terminal is the best choice. I'm going to resize my window to make the text clearer for you and the camera. You don't need to change your window size or text size. Did you notice that each line on the terminal has a $sign and that I typed in commands after the $sign and then pressed return or enter? The way a terminal works is that I type in a command, press return, and the computer does my bidding. When it's finished, it prints the prompt out again. The prompt is the line that ends in $sign, meaning the terminal is ready for the next command. Here's the important part. Type in the command wget https://csufcs.com/tuffixize-O-bar bash. That's -O as in Oscar. The character after the dash is called a pipe or vertical bar. The key is right above the return or enter key on your keyboard. Make sure you type out the command exactly like I have. I've placed the command in the description if you'd like to copy and paste it. After some mumbo jumbo is printed to the screen, it will ask you for the password you used to log into the computer. Type in your password because we need your permission to install the software on your computer. Notice that I'm typing, yet nothing is showing up. That is totally normal. It's a way to keep your password secret. If you make a mistake, it will ask you for your password again. And we're off! The process is going to run for a while. On my home network and on this computer, the entire process takes about 10 minutes. Depending on the performance of your computer and the network you are using, the process can take longer. In many cases, I've seen it take 30 to 45 minutes. As it runs, it will print out messages keeping you informed of its progress. You won't get your prompt back until it's finished. Please don't turn off your computer or put your computer to sleep. Keep an eye on your computer the whole time, and if the screen goes to sleep, wake it up. Weird things can happen, and knowing when things break can greatly help in diagnosing what's gone off. We've reached the end. Look at the output on the screen. You see how it says OK equals 19 and changed equals 14? Notice that failed is equal to 0? This means that everything went according to plan and you're ready to get going. Congratulations.